hot. All right. So first of all, thank you very much for getting the coaching session with me. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you too.
So I saw you sent me the YouTube links to your games. You uploaded 4 games.
Yeah.
Let's just go through them. I'm gonna screen share to you, and we can chat. At the end of the coaching session, I will spend about 10 minutes just making a little summary of all the points, of all the patterns that I found. But throughout the session, I will look for the positive and negative patterns in your gameplay. So what are you doing very good? What are you doing really bad? And we also don't hesitate to stop me. I will go through a lot of things with fast pace because I actually want to look at the patterns and not necessarily at the small mistakes. So things that repeat themselves over and over again.
Okay, that's really good. Thank you.
All right, let's go. So this game you're playing Kaisa Nami against Ezreal Karma. In my opinion, it's not the easiest lane. Plus, you have very volatile junglers, very strong early game junglers in the early game. So your goal in this lane should be playing relatively safe. You don't want to get poked too hard. The longer the lane goes, so let's say if it's minute 6 and you still didn't base, it should be better for you if you don't trade very aggressively, if you don't eat a lot of poke, because you have some sustain. Your Nami likely has cookies, she has mana flow probably, so she will be able to heal you up throughout the lane. But nevertheless, like the main problem with this lane is that you can get poked so hard that the lane is unplayable. So it's up to you to.
Yeah, I want to get level 2 first and to get the wave pressure.
You want to crash 2 waves first? First 2
No,
waves?
I just want to have the push because they can't poke me.
Yeah. If you can get push in this lane, that's great. But getting push against these 2 champions is very complicated. So let's see. 1 sec. Okay, lane bush control level 1, pretty good. If you do this, I suggest you drop a ward level 1 in Tribush at 128. The reason being is that imagine he starts red buff, he sees you hard contest level 1, he comes level 2, your lane is over.
Okay.
Again, because the bot lane is very volatile. When you're playing as Karma Ezreal, you can get punished if you're trying to contest. Okay, so. Okay, very good trade. I mean, now the lane is very easy. By the way, just to make sure that we are on the same page, is this your Smurf account? I saw that you have like 84% win rate in Diamond 1. Like, what is it?
Yeah, this was my account, my main account, and my Smurf account is like doing better, you know, with higher win rate.
Okay. Okay, so there is no. You decided not to ward level 1, so level 2 gank was a possibility for the enemy jungler. Doesn't look like he wants to gank. Okay. Good job. The wave is in the middle. Actually, it's even pushing. Well, it's kind of pushing to you, but I would say it's good enough for you not to touch it. So you can actually walk in here, pull these minions with you to the bush. The wave is going to slow push towards you. You base, you come back to lane, the wave is frozen, you're happy. The problem with pushing this wave right now would be that enemy jungler can be here after 3 camps. He could be here after 3 top camps. Like, you don't know where he starts. And the chance that Xinzao ganks you here is very high.
Yeah, okay.
So this is, like, this just looks bad.
I was doing this for a better base, like Margold, but I understand it's bad.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense that you want a better base. Just that you don't see anything and you don't have any summoners, and this guy probably doesn't have summoners either, so it's the double kill.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so straight to bot. So I don't really like this buy. So you get green potion for 150 gold is still 150 gold, and you already got through the hardest part of the lane, plus you're winning lane, and you have a sustained support. Like a lot of reasons why you don't want to buy this.
Okay.
Now imagine you lost this lane, they actually got double kill, and you're playing this, then green potion might be necessary to just continue playing the game.
Okay.
All right, so when you come to this lane, the wave is very big. So at some point, well, actually right now, you want to trim the wave as much as you can, and I see that you're doing it. So that's very good. That's a good pattern.
Yeah, I didn't want to fight with this wave.
Yeah.
Now I want to have the push.
That makes sense, but if you do want to get a push, then after this wave, like right now, you want to walk and drop a ward in the river. Because as soon as you cross, so I'll explain why. So if you want to contest, and if that's your goal, then you could like playing this aggressive without the vision in the river or in the tribush is just flipping. Like you don't have summoners. Imagine Xin just walks through the river. You're dead.
Okay, I understand. So I push this wave and then I go ward.
No, before this. So here, when you are out pushing, so you push this wave out.
Oh,
Before the next wave arrives,
okay.
you go drop a ward, you come back. Maybe this wave they shove, but the next wave you can pressure.
Yeah.
But the problem, like it's also up to them. Like if they want to, so imagine you go ward and then they push the wave, and then they go clear the ward that you dropped if she has sweeper, then you're basically stuck on their tower. But that's just the nature of the matchup. There is nothing you can do about it. Once they push, they can continue pushing.
But like if I let them push the wave, it's bad for me, right?
Yeah, it is bad, but you can't do anything. It's very difficult in this matchup to get the push back. Once they are in this position and they throw skill shots at the wave, even though you have 2 kills, they are
Okay.
pushing faster than you. But if they make a mistake, like let's say you drop a ward there and then they don't push and you come here and you start contesting, then you can try and get the push. Like it's a skill check kind of. If they are not good enough, you can get the push. But first you need to drop a ward.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. The moment he jumps in, ideal case scenario, you use a potion immediately. And also probably like the moment you decide, like I see your pings that you want to push. The moment you decide to push, you might as well just use the potion.
Okay.
Because if you're trying to push, you will trade. And you would rather trade with full health at this point. Because it can be an all-in.
My positioning was a problem.
Your positioning was a problem. I wouldn't say your positioning is a problem. My problem with what you're doing is that you're not attacking the wave. The wave is in front of you, but you are walking in to trade.
Yeah.
But your goal is to keep pushing so that the trading is easy. It's up to them. Like you actually from this position, you get the push because you can attack minions first.
Okay.
And they need to use their cooldowns, their skills on the wave to contest the push. But what you are doing is you are trying to hit them so they can hit you. You are kind of playing in their game, you know?
Yeah.
And it's easier for them to hit you than for you to hit them because they just have twice as much range. So you see, like you're walking in again for just auto attack on the enemies instead of hitting the minions. Good cookie, by the way. Like you are using cookie when you are very low. Actually heals you like 80 health. That's good. This was a bit unnecessary, I would say. I think you just push the wave to optimize the economy and you let this guy get kill.
Yeah, I entered onto display.
Okay, you go through mid. This is very good. There is nothing else for you to do on bot lane. Bot wave is shoved. Opening through mid is optimal. Walking back to mid after this, it's also okay. Like you're around. Yeah. This is a good freeze. Also, I don't know if this was intended or not, but these 3 minions and this one actually and this one are out of tower reach. Only the cannon got in. Like you managed to freeze the wave right in front of the tower. That's perfect for you.
It's going to push because Ezreal moved mid. So I'm pushing to
Yeah.
reset.
But there is a problem with pushing this wave though. Like this is something you cannot do. Because the next wave, like no matter how fast you push this now, this wave is gonna freeze under tower.
Oh, okay.
So you push this. Well, actually, you kind of slow pushed it and then you started rotating. So this you never do. This is just a bad. This is a mistake. The wave is going to slow push to the enemies, and if you die in the river, lose health or anything, like even if you just move, it's already bad because you're losing minions. So what you want to do is push the next wave. So sorry. So this. So the next wave that's coming, that's spawning, you want to push this and then you want to base.
Okay.
Or you can stay as well. Like you can let them freeze and you farm with W.
So I start pushing when the wave arrives.
A bit earlier than that.
Okay.
So
yeah, but not too soon, like I doing.
Yeah, not yeah. So that the wave is actually closer to your side of the map than to the enemies. Because if you push it too fast, then the wave is gonna stand here, and then you're in a bad position, 1v2.
Yeah, I understand.
But if the wave is here, then you're comfortable. So but rotating is always like rotating on the wave is always a bad move because you're just unnecessarily losing CS. So this is fine. I don't have enough information on the map to play this aggressive, but maybe you do. So let's see. So I saw Xin Zhao being half health and going bot side.
I know they just have a big fight, so I think no one's coming.
Like maybe, but I saw Xin Zhao in bot side and they are 2 against 2 and you're under enemy tower. So for me, this looks like a mistake. It's a necessary flip.
Okay.
So alternative to this, if you really want to get this played, then as you are escorting this wave, let Nami ward Tribush. Like right now, you two basically walk like this. Let them freeze if they want. That's not a problem if you have a ward in Tribush.
Okay.
Because the wave is too big. Like you can walk up then again to the wave, hit the 3 melees, and then get a plate if you want. But first you need a ward. Because right now, if you try to, like imagine they're gonna fight you here to freeze, and then Xin Zhao walks behind you. Problem.
Yeah, and then probably.
And you will probably be fine, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Really bad at that.
Yeah. It could be prevented. And it's I see a pattern in your gameplay that you are not dropping ward before you push. So just to reiterate on this.
Yeah, I was not aware of this word as a carry.
So I'm going to use this map to explain you some concepts. And it's very simple. So if the wave is here, you only need a ward. Like you actually don't need a ward. So if the wave is here, you don't need a ward. If the wave is here, you need a ward in the river. If the wave is here, you need the ward and Tribush, and if the wave is here and let's say it's frozen, like let's say it's here and it's frozen, then you need to play really, really safe because this ward is not gonna help you. Like if you are walking up and enemies fight you and the guy, like enemy jungler, walks around, even if the jungler doesn't have dashes, you will very likely this will very likely be a successful gank. So when the wave is here, let's say almost under enemy tower, you actually need vision deeper in the jungle. Or you need to know that enemy jungler is somewhere else, let's say here. Until then, you're playing very, very safe. And if enemies are contesting, then you don't walk up. Like you try to farm up, try to get XP, but you don't cross this line.
Okay.
And that's from red. Same with the blue side, basically. And it works, like this concept works for every lane. But of course you can adapt depending on what enemy jungler is. Like sometimes if you're playing against very aggressive junglers like Jarvan, Xin Zhao, Elise, then you need to stand a little bit further back. Sometimes when you're playing against let's say like Shivano or something that just runs at you, then you can play a bit more forward.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. That was kind of close, but I take that. So let's see something. So you're low, but you have some sustain. And ideally, you want to shove this wave and base, of course, because you will probably have an item there too. I'm not sure if you have enough there.
I have an item now.
Yeah. So right now, as this is happening, you have two options. One, walk in the river, drop a ward, come back, push the wave. Like, push her out. And you can do it before the next wave arrives. And the other one, just base, but then the wave is frozen. And I would argue that every time you can do this, you do it. So right now, like, she's faking. And your jungler is bots. So worst case scenario, if Xin Zhao shows up when you're contesting this guy, you can wait a little bit, wait until Elise clears one camp, ask her to come on this wave, push the wave together, and then you base.
Okay, but I think like my tempo would be bad because I have an item now. I want to my item and to go back to lane and use it.
Yes, like I agree that it would be worse, but look, there is no dragon right now, and you're not planning to rotate for this objective. And you will have prio for this objective anyway, because Elise can come and hover you on this wave. So imagine imagine this happens, like Xin Zhao is here, you drop a ward, he contests you, you ask Elise to help you push this wave, Elise comes over, you push the wave, you base, your Nami can go to grubs, or what, yeah, it's grubs. And then you come from base. Like nothing really changes, but what like in terms of tempo. But what actually changes is that you don't lose minions.
Okay.
And if Nami decides to go to grabs right now, then this wave is frozen. You can't actually come here. So you come from base. See, like wave is frozen. Nami is going to grabs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really frozen. It's like a slow push into you, but it could be frozen if they played better. So it would be like it's opponent's mistake, but you don't want to put yourself in this situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
You think it's good to push these waves like
Yeah, I'm trying to understand that.
without stacking? I am not stacking. I just pushing.
So Karma is dead. I would say that it's better to have control over this, like to kind of reset the wave than to keep it like this, because Ezreal has full control of it, right? He can, not full control, but he can queue the wave, he can farm all these minions, you can't do anything about it. So if you push the wave will bounce, the wave will sit here, then it's harder for him to play. So that's about this wave. Should you push the next wave? I would say no.
I just let's hit now this once.
I mean, it's also hard for you to last hit because you have static, so you don't really have a choice actually. So yeah, like I guess you just push. Like you don't have an option of freezing the wave.
There is any benefit on pushing this?
Is there any benefit?
Yeah, like
I mean,
playing
you don't
like
have alternative.
okay.
Like what else can you do except for push? You have static. But if you're asking what can you do with this push, well, you can contest him hard under this tower for every single minion, and then if Karma shows top right now from base, because remember she died on mid lane, like if she goes top, then you can dive him. If she goes bot, then maybe if you outplay, you can still dive him.
Okay.
So what you're doing here is correct. Like you are fighting, you're trading aggressively, and you should, because they don't have sustain, but you do. This is good. I think I would like you, like, there is a problem with what you're doing here. Like, it's a very easy pattern to play against these two champions if you are pushing. Because you can stand behind the minions and hit the tower, and then they have to do something crazy to actually hit you back. But look at your positioning now. You are standing in the only spot where they can hit you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I was trying to auto him.
But why not stand in the middle of the minions and do the same?
No
So
range.
walk in here.
Yeah, I think I have no range if I stay back, but yeah, I understand
And
the
pause.
concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's about min-maxing it. Like, okay, if he doesn't walk up, then so be it.
Okay.
But if he does, then you get free poke. And then here, the same thing. Like, you can for sure deal more damage to the tower here. You are not in any range of death, but you're looking for trades instead of looking for play, which is suboptimal to me, because there is free gold right in front of you, but only on this wave, because this is a cannon wave. Okay, good job. And you do trade well. Okay, good side steps. Nice. Um, now you saw Xinzao. If you didn't see him, then that's also okay. But now you are walking up. Like, if you want to contest Ezreal on the next wave, in the middle of the lane, you need a ward. Regardless of whether you saw, like, it doesn't matter if you saw Xinzao or not. Boom. So you're passing the lane.
Yeah.
So you need a ward and Tribush.
And the word comes first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, see, like, here you didn't really cross the line. Like, you are right on top of it, so you're not really, like, it's not that easy to get ganked. But
I was kind of confident that I could kill him because I was strong. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could. You didn't use the potions, but I say it's unnecessary risk. I would say, like, the moment you push out this wave, your first thoughts should be to walk, and you should not be melee to this. You should keep the range as much as possible, so hit from max range.
Yeah, I am flipping. I understand. Okay.
Okay, so you go through mid now, minute 14, that is fine. Fishing for a kill. Very good. So there is a problem in what you're doing. Like you want to keep playing aggressive, but your jungler is too far, your Camille is too far, and you are only one item. So your goal at this point in the game should be to keep accumulating gold. You want to get as much gold as you can, as fast as you can. So instead of trying to force fights, it would be better to, like, from this position, I can give you like I can tell you exactly what you should be doing. Like after you get this kill and you look at the map, because Elise as long as Elise stops it, you don't want to be face checking this. At least not you. Like if your team want to do it and try to like flip it, then it's fine. But you can do wolves and then see what's happening. If Elise is still topside and she goes for golems because it's solo queue, then you give dragon. Then you go Gromp into bot or just bot or even just swap with mid laner. Like depends what your teammates do.
Okay.
But your release is basically a bit too far right now for you to keep forcing. And it's a flip. But yeah, like begin like your team is very far ahead, so most of the decisions, like as long as you do something, you're gonna win at this point. So I suppose this is just gonna be a fast win. We can move on to the next game.
Yeah, nothing else on this game. Thank you.
One sec, let me check if stream is on. Yep. Okay. Okay, let me. So what's the matchup? Ezreal, Nautilus.
Yeah, this guy was hard hitting me. I was really mad.
Okay. Your Tali also used flash from base.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
these games from today was really unlucky, but I surely made a lot of mistakes too.
Okay. So generally, like what are your thoughts on leashing to the jungler?
I almost never. I wanted to have advantage on my bot lane. Like if it was a competitive game, like screens, okay, I can leash, but not on solo queue.
Why are you leashing here?
Um, I think I cannot have pressure against Ezreal and Nautilus with Leona, so
Really?
I'm
The
not.
matchup.
Yeah, I'm not
I
too
can
sure
explain.
to leash.
Apologies for interrupting you, but this matchup is when you have Leona Nautilus. Basically, whoever controls the second bush gets the prior. Like Nautilus can't really trade against Leona. Leona wins. Maybe not this Leona because she has grasp. But generally speaking, it's not like Nautilus is not stronger than Leona. It's more about AD carries. And I think you can get prior into Ezreal. Depends how Ezreal plays.
Okay. Yeah, I was asking my jungler to do patching to bot.
Okay. I mean, that's one more reason. I mean, your jungler is trolling for sure because he's pathing towards Poppy
Yeah.
when you have Leona Jhin. But that's one more reason why you should not be leashing. Because you are now giving him resources and you will not see him on bot lane for a long time. So you want to make sure that your bot lane goes well.
Yeah.
So okay, very good. Your Talia is level 2 gank bot lane. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, very good bait. Good job. Crazy. So now the wave is slow pushing to you. You really want to keep it like this. Don't push it. So what you just did here was suboptimal. That Q was unnecessary, and this was also unnecessary. This is well, this is just straight up mistake.
Yeah, okay.
Because now the wave is slow pushing to them. But what you really want to do is take a potion, walk in, drop a ward in the river, and play here. Don't let her get XP. So on every single minion, like because Nautilus is only somewhere here right now. So you can zone her from these 3 millis of XP, very likely, or at least 2 millis.
Okay.
Now you're doing it. But I do want you to drop a ward first. Remember the same concept. Like you cross the line, you want the ward in the river. Because also because it's 245, enemy jungler, if he could do 3 camps and run straight bot. I don't think you zoned from... Yeah, you zoned from 2 millis. Not the third one. This milli is within the range. It's 1400 range. But it's okay. So let me ask you a question. Why are you pushing this wave?
I want to crash and reset, but not to.
But,
I don't know why I want to do this. I just lost.
so would you say that it's better to keep freezing this wave instead of resetting?
So I can have a better reset with Marigold. It's
Yeah.
better position to be.
Yeah. Exactly. So I would rather you froze this wave for as long as possible because your jungler is also going top. You will not see your jungler for a while, for
Yeah.
like, let's say, next 2 minutes. So if you push this wave right now, and let's say they freeze it, enemy jungler can be here and your jungler cannot be here. So you either have to fight 2v3, which is bad, or you let them freeze and you base, and you only base with 400 gold. So you're gonna be behind in XP. And that is also bad. So there is no good play here. Okay, that was unfortunate. That was a good hook. Okay, so why? So the same question. Like, should you push this?
Mm, I'm not sure now because it's not stacking. Probably not.
Yeah, you should not push this. Also, it's a cannon wave, and you saw Lilia behind you in your jungle.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot push this wave before enemy AD carry arrives, so they can freeze it again.
Okay. Yeah.
But enemy Nautilus decided to base instead of freezing. But just know that there was an option for Nautilus to just stay here and freeze the wave. Okay, so now the wave is slow pushing. That's another problem of you pushing that wave that fast. That now now you have to wait for a long time. But it's not a big problem. Like, your jungler is pathing to bot, so you're kind of chilling. Very good. In situations like this on Jhin, when you have a jungler that wants to combo on CC, so in this case like Leona Q or your W, you want to keep your W for a while. So you need to wait until Talia gets in position and then you can use W. It's also very easy for you to land it on Leona CC. But you see, like, because I'm not saying it's your mistake only, like Talia walks into Lilia, but if you actually W right now, let's say you W Jinx, then your Talia can combo, but right now she cannot because this guy is moving, so it's a flip. Okay, good trades, but once again, you are crossing the line, no ward, and then you are crossing another line, which is this, and you still don't have a ward. And this is a much riskier position.
I don't have a word at the time, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just don't do this. Like when I don't have words.
If you don't have a ward, then you should be pushing this safely. So like right now you shoved it, and then you can, let's say you have 2 traps. You can walk in, drop a trap, walk in, drop a trap.
Okay.
Maybe ping your Leona wards if she has them. She probably has them. Like, I don't know why she's dropping these words, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Like, you can, and if if she doesn't have words, then you can't walk up to the tower, and that's okay.
Okay.
So let's look at this rotation. So the wave on bottom, very bad. It's slow pushing to the opponents. You're losing a lot of waves. So you just decide to go mid on the wave like this. If Jinx decides to freeze it, then you are in a very bad position.
I was like desperate on this timing and try to get something because the game was really hard already.
That's actually a very good. That's something good about you. You know, some AD carries when they are falling behind, they are just sitting there and hoping to get a bit more farm. But you should feel the sense of urgency if you understand this concept. Like from what you are doing here, I get that you feel this urgency that you need to make something happen. Now the real question is, how do you make something happen with the lowest risk and highest reward? And in your case, you have basically windows where you can look for stuff. And one of these windows is after you push the wave. So you push the next wave, and then you have a rotation. But before you push the next wave, even if, like, let's say you come here and you get a kill with a W, you are losing more than you are getting.
Okay, I understand.
So it's just, you don't really have a window to rotate. You don't have a timer. Like, even if you got that kill, you are losing one full wave. And that Jinx was very merciful. Like, she decided, okay, I'm gonna give you this wave back. So she pushed. You got a bit lucky there. Okay, so very, very similar thing. You don't have wards, so should you push this wave?
No, but
No, you should not.
this is going to slow push, like, but I just stack the waves. Like now
Yeah,
it's going to slow push.
it will, yes.
Yeah, okay, I just go slow.
Yeah, so look, in this particular case, because you are behind, you want to play, and also you are very gankable, you want to play ideally with your jungler. So your jungler right now does red, golems, and then he either wants to base and go to his blue, or he can look for a gank and then base. So if you keep the wave here and opponents walk up, then she has a window to gank. If you slow push the wave, let's say the next wave that comes, like when the next wave is going to be here, your Talia is done with at least one camp, but maybe even will be finishing the second. I'm not sure about her items right now. So when the next wave comes and Talia is done with her camps, you can ask her to come for bot lane gank. Or at least it will be natural to her. You don't even need to ask. She will look at the map. Okay, there is, I can look for bot lane. Okay. So then you can involve her. But right now it's too early. So if you push this wave, look where Talia is.
Yeah, that was something I don't know, and I can see it will make a hard difference on my games.
Yeah.
That's great.
So she would come with this wave that's almost there, basically. So you just had to wait before pushing like 10 seconds. And now she's moving, you see? How good would it be if she was already here?
Yeah.
Good job. Still managed to play it out. You are back in the game from this. Like, you are very happy. Enemy bot lane is very unhappy. They are losing a lot of waves. So you should play safer right now. You don't need to feel stressed about the game going bad. The game is basically turned around right now. So walking up here is again like a bad idea because you don't have any vision and you're too low. Okay, you're respecting a bit. So I would argue that in this situation, you drop a ward over the wall in case Nautilus is gonna walk around right now and hex flash on you, and you sit under tower.
Okay.
So I would argue that
I think I cannot survive against that, but
I would argue that you can. So looking at this, level 5, you have barrier. It's also very difficult for Nautilus to actually begin tanking the tower because you can sit here. And he cannot, like, if he hooks, then he has no way to run. You can drop one of your traps literally here, and you sit here. If Jinx starts tanking, you win. If Nautilus starts tanking without landing hook, you win. If he can land hook behind the tower, then he is faker. Because
okay.
you should be walking back and forth. Like, there is no way. Like, it's very difficult for him, basically. And if he had level 6, then you are dead. Yes, but he's not. Well, now he's level 6. So you could have played just on that wave, and then you had to get out.
Yeah, on that wave, I was thinking like how many minions he needs to jet 6. So that's why it's...
But if the situation is like this and the minion wave is almost dead and he hooks in, you still win. Like, or he ults you. Because then the wave is gonna die and he is gonna start tanking. There is no way out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like, this is fine. It's kind of bad for opponents to go through Talia E, so it's okay to get hooked. Nice. Good bait. You don't have a ward, so you should not be walking up to tower.
Yeah, I think I am a greedy player. I should stop doing this.
Uh,
I didn't know about the wardings before, so yeah,
yeah.
I understand.
Imagine, like, she can also walk behind you right now. Your team is on dragon, she walks like this, you don't have flash, you're dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you decide to stay. I think that's okay. But if you stay, drop a ward in the tribush. I'm not saying that I saw it coming, but the reason why you drop a ward is to make sure that you can play somewhat aggressive on this wave, so you can kind of hold it. And because your team is coming, your team also wants to have information that how many people are in lane, and
Okay.
you're doing the first part correctly. Like, you're playing aggressive. Like, this is aggressive.
But
You know, you're standing.
It's okay for me to face check on toward.
Face check, no, but in this situation, when you decide
Oh
to
yeah,
stay,
now.
you have enough information to put a ward safely.
Okay. Yeah, I see the window now.
I mean, even right now, you can still do it. So this part, what you're doing here is correct. Like, you have to stand like this and not behind your tower, because your team is coming to gank. And if you stand behind the tower, then this guy pushes the wave and bases. So you want him to stay, and you want Nautilus to look, but you are missing one step. So this becomes a bit flip. All right, this is fine. It's fine to stay here as well. Good base. It's good to open through mid. But the moment you see Jinx on bot lane, I would argue that you rotate bot. And the main reason being that you don't want her to get free gold from the tower. And yes, your team is playing through top. But I guess it's like maybe it's a little too risky to rotate there. Maybe at this point you already have to give it. Yeah, let's stay with that. Like I don't think you should be rotating there because it's way too risky. Ideally, you want to ping your Poppy or Nautilus to rotate.
Okay.
I think that's fine. But no one is rotating, so it actually becomes kind of bad. But I wouldn't say it's your fault. Okay, so one tip: once you take the tower,
Yeah.
drop a ward here,
Okay.
and
Sometimes I
you
do
drop.
this.
Yeah. So it's first of all it's good to see how many people are in lane, so you know how aggressive you can play. It also helps your teammates to prepare the plays in advance, and it's a good TP ward.
So I have a question now. Like in a lot of games, like on this timing, I jet like I pushing mid waves and rotating and trying to fight well. Like that's is the macro I know on the carry. So I don't know if I'm kind of lost on how I'm doing
All
this
right.
because a lot of games I
So
feel stuck on the mid lane because my team is not rotating with me.
okay, so let me pick up on that. Generally speaking, in mid game after minute 14, once you sit on mid lane, you have two options. Either you push or you get pushed. So either you push the wave into enemies or you catch the wave under your tower. Whenever you can push, you push. So if your team is around, if you have number advantage, or if you are just much stronger, then you push. After you push, you rotate to one side of the map, either to play on vision, get vision, or play for objective. So objective can be this, but generally speaking, it's dragons and heralds.
Like what if no one is helping me to push, and so that's when I feel stuck. Like I need to farm the mid wave, but I can't rotate. So I don't
So
know.
if you are getting pushed, like in this situation, you catch the wave, and then you rotate late. If your team is already fighting, when you're catching the wave, there is nothing you can do. It's just your team's mistake.
Okay, yeah, that's what's happening a lot.
In that
So
case, it's better to ping. Like the best thing you can do is to tell your teammates to catch the wave with you or to help you push the wave.
Okay.
If they don't follow, well, it's solo queue, happens. Now there is another step to it. If you're playing hyper carries or you're playing just generally champions that are good at taking camps already at minute 14, like Jin is not really one of them, but Zeri Jinx are, for example, then what you do is you push the wave, you walk in, get raptors, or you push the wave, you go to your jungle, get raptors. If you get pushed into you and you do camps fast, you do the same. You go raptors or you go wolves, and then you come back to the wave.
Okay, yeah. Kaisa
And
can
you
do
do,
this as well.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, and this is how you start optimizing your economy. So in this case, like if you get pushed in and your team is fighting, then and you can't rotate, then you can go do wolves. You get plus 100 gold, you come back, you get another 180, and you like it's okay that it's basically the same as if you joined the fight and got a kill. Nice. Very good. Okay, a bit too aggressive. I mean, very nice side steps, but this looked a bit suspicious. The last everything before this was good. Like this is fine. I would argue that after this W, you just back off. But I like your mechanics.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, a ward right under T1. And now you have enough items, I would argue, to rotate and start the camp. Because what
Okay.
you're doing right now is you're like, I understand the idea that you want to go for the objective, but objective is not there and your team is not there. And your jungler is topside. So you actually have a big window to just keep farming, keep optimizing economy. Everything else is suboptimal. This is not like, it's not your job to drop the wards, you know, and it's not your job to take a scuttle. It also takes you a long time to get a scuttle. And it's risky as well because you might not get it. So you basically walked around and wasted time. And time is money for AD carry in mid game. So this is fine. Very good.
I think my W's is kind of bad.
I mean, you don't have to hit all of them, and it's still a flip.
So you think
So
I could have done better on this fight? Maybe carry the fight?
my problem with all of this, I guess, like I can judge from your decisions all this time that you don't know how strong Mundo is. Okay, so now you actually clicked on. I wonder if you checked his items. Boom. Like he has how much armor? Like I can't quite see. Is it 100
I think it's
or above
100.
100?
I think it's 100.
Let me check from this perspective. 112 or something. So you kind of tickle him at this point. And if you are tickling someone, so let's say it could be Poppy, Malphite, doesn't matter. Like you don't really want to hit a tank if you can push the wave. So it's an alternative that you are choosing. If you push the wave, then you can walk in and you can fight with Malphite on someone else. And you're also not in a rush to walk in right now because your Tali is far. You're not in a rush to fight because you're here like 3v4. Wait. Okay, now Tali is here. Like what you're doing here is okay. And now just, as long as this is the only guy you can hit, just hit the wave. Like prioritize that.
Okay.
You are committing to it a little too hard, and you're also like your team now is walking too like. But I would say, like generally speaking, it's okay. I don't see big mistakes. The fact that you didn't push the wave is like, it's not that big. It's not that big of a problem. As for the rest,
Yeah, maybe I'll walking back too soon to maybe I could do more hits.
nah, like hits on Mundo don't matter. Like you can see that he is like, you're dealing 150 damage, but he is healing 95 plus 85.
Yeah.
He's healing approximately the same amount as you're dealing. So my point regarding all of this is that you just need items. You need 3 items to play the fights. And until you get 3 items, you want to keep optimizing your economy. This is economy. This is economy. And like, you know, if there is an opportunity to get a kill, then you do it. But now you're tunnel visioning. You're tunnel visioning on the fight against champions instead of economy.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, on my mind, fighting was more important because, yeah, I just didn't know, but now I know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fighting is important once you are 3 items on Jin. But until then, you actually need items. Until then, you're focusing on economy. And that's kind of similar with most AD. So you pushed out the wave. I mean, your Poppy is taking your wave. That's unfortunate. I mean, that's just unfortunate. What can you do? You probably should not be spamming your teammates, though. That doesn't help you win. But I understand that you're tilted there. Okay. This is fine. So, about economy. Let's look at the map. Is there something you can do to get gold?
I can do the chickens now.
Yep.
Maybe
You can do the chickens indeed.
Maybe I can do out the top side camps after this
Yeah.
wave. Yeah, okay.
That's even better.
Yeah,
That's
like
even better because this guy might go to the chickens.
that's not trolling because if they fight now, I will be too far.
Well, if they fight now, they are trolling because their top laner is top and their support is bot lane. And there is Nashor up as well. So if they die on bot lane, like opponents can walk to Nash. So it's not. So looking at the map, because Leona is not there, and I don't know about this guy's TP, fighting here is just bad.
It's flipping, right? But I am scared like of missing opportunities, you know. But overall, it's better the economy. I understand.
Well, you right now are like a mosquito. You are not dealing any damage against enemy tanks. So for you to become strong, you need gold. And if you keep fighting, you are not gonna get gold. So that's basically the whole point. That right now you need to hope that the team is not going to lose the game until you farm 3 items.
Yeah, okay.
So this is also not exactly the fight you want to take. I mean, like really good sidestep, but
Yeah, I got so mad when I died now.
I mean, was a good sidestep, but unfortunate, of course.
Yeah.
But imagine you had like, I'm not saying that 2 items would make a difference, but like at minute 21, when you are ahead, you should have 2 items. Like if I look at the Lolalytics right now on Jin, I will see on average 2 items. 20 minutes, IE.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is average, but you started with 5 kills. So the biggest problem here is, like, just from the stat perspective, is that you have 140 CS at 21 minutes. And I told you, like, I explained to you how to get more. And of course, Poppy stole 3 waves and blah, blah, blah. But okay, let's say you wouldn't have 210 CS, you would have 190. But that's at least 2 items, but probably 2.5. If you had the IE plus LDR component, like Lord Dominic's component, Last Whisper, then you are happy taking this fight.
Yes, it's really inting display. I know it's bad. I trolling.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It was mainly bad positioning. Yeah, I think once you take this, you see enemy jungler, you see Leona walking up. Actually, maybe taking the pink ward is fine because Leona is still far. But now, you should be rotating to top. And it doesn't mean that you need to stand with Leona, you just need to, like, there is no reason to sit on mid lane because the next wave is too far. So just hover.
Okay.
And now when Leona hits Lilia, boom, you should be in range to W. So imagine you W Lilia there now, and she would be dead, and the fight is much easier. Okay, good. Huge. Huge. All right, so you got 3 kills, 4 kills on the map. This is how you use the tempo advantage, basically, because they are dead. You took the tower. After this, you should think, okay, can I actually take the tower or not? And if you cannot, then you walk like this and take the camps.
Yeah, okay. I think I can, but really dangerous.
I don't think you can. So because if you take the tower, then likely you die. Or even if you take, and I guess there is one more layer. So let's say you can take the tower, but you will be opponents can force you to base here because they just keep running after you.
Yeah, really bad.
So they get full tempo on the map because of.
I see.
But this allows you to keep optimizing your economy. And if these camps are not here, then you can base and go to these camps. And then then you're gonna meet opponents in the middle of the map. So you keep optimizing. But this is trolling, yes. Like this is very bad. And you see, like you still didn't get a chance to base. Your whole team is on the map. Enemy team is on the map. So you are forced to fight.
Yeah, it's over now.
You still didn't base. But maybe now. Yeah, now you did. So now you have your 3 items. Now, normally you are happy to fight. But it seems like now 3 items are not enough. Because Mundo has 3.5. So against these items, well, to be honest, your champion just doesn't work against Mundo with 3 items. Let's start with that. But if you were right now 4 items, then you would have higher chance of killing him. So you should be ahead of tanks in terms of economy, generally speaking. But that's just a gene problem, like you're bad at killing tanks that build armor against you.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I noticed that you have yellow trinket all this time.
Yeah, I should have blue.
Yeah, you should have blue. I mean, this fight was just difficult to play out. I would argue that you don't want to ult. You want to get in there. Like, you want to keep running and actually fighting.
I should landed the last shot. I think he dies.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, it's okay. Like, honestly, the attempt to try to hit the ult is fine. I say, like, I don't really like that you're tunnel visioning here, as in your screen is this, right? Like, you don't need this information.
Yeah. Okay.
So move your screen up, and I think because of this, you're only hitting whatever is in front of you. But at this point,
I think it's not maybe a major problem for me because I always read what is in front to keep a better spacing, but I'm not seeing the carries.
Because I don't even know like how much health do they have.
Yeah.
What your positioning here should be at the edge, so you can actually hit Lilia on once she gets out of Ronias.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's big for me to change. Will help a lot.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the patterns. So one is the vision that you place. So once again, if you are in the middle, and let's start with this side. So once you are here, let's say this is your tower, then you don't really need vision. You're just sitting, you're just standing on the max range of the wave. You never need vision. If the wave is in the middle, you need, and you want to play just safe, just farm, you need a ward. You need a ward in the river. Once the wave is past here, you need a tribush ward. If the wave is under the tower, you need much deeper vision. Like you want to know where the jungler is, because the tribush ward is not enough. And you will also need to know, like, is enemy mid laner rotating? Do they have TP behind you? And blah, blah, blah. So once you walk up here, you actually need a lot of information. And right now, you are not doing even the absolute basics, which is just drop a ward when you're pushing. So this is just something to work on. It's very easy to fix, and it's a big, big impact. Because in all of these games, you die to a level 3, 4, 5, 6 gank, like at least 5 times.
Yeah.
So the other thing is what... well, I guess I saw twice that you're leaving the wave in a bad spot. So, like, remember that one time when you didn't push far enough and you rotated as Jhin to look for a kill?
Yeah, I remember.
Something like that happened twice. Apart from that, like, generally speaking, your wave management is fine. But there are times when you're just pushing. Like, you just push the wave, and you keep pushing and you push, but it doesn't make any sense. Because, like with that game on Jhin when you had 400 gold and you pushed the wave got frozen and you got ganked when your jungler was pathing to top. That didn't make much sense. So early game wave management can be optimized. So then when it comes to team fights, your mechanics are actually pretty good, but you are playing without items, basically. You are putting yourself in position where you have to play a team fight when you are not strong enough yet. So generally speaking, AD carries want 3 items. Some AD carries only need 1 item. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, if you're playing Twitch, your power spike is basically on bot. Once you get this item, you're very happy, because on this item, you are the strongest champion on the map in comparison to, let's say, Jinx getting IE or Jhin getting Collector. I would argue that you are much stronger just 1v1 in fights. If you are Caitlyn, you want 3 items. So this is your power spike. Your third item LDR. So you go Collector, IE, LDR. This is your power spike. This is when you're strongest in comparison to every other champion on the map.
And maybe
And
Kai'Sa is too.
Kai'Sa, yeah. So I would argue Kai'Sa 2 items if you go. What do you go now? Nashor's or Ginzu? I think let's say Ginzu, static Ginzu.
Static is again, so yeah.
Yeah. So on Ginzu, you are probably like one of the strongest duelants on the map. If you start the fight, like, you probably win it against all the crit champions. On 3 items, you are also very strong, but at this point, if you are playing against Caitlyn with 3 items, that's difficult. But your items are cheaper than Caitlyn. So you should have third item faster. Like, remember how we looked at average IE 20 minutes? Well, you're gonna have Ginzo at 18. Average 18. So when you are on this power spike, you want to fight. When you are on this power spike and Caitlyn, let's say, Jinx, Jhin, all the crit champions are still on 2 items, you want to fight. So start thinking about your power spikes and play on them. If you are 1 item and an enemy tank is 1.5 or 2 items, very likely you are useless. So prioritize joining the like taking camps over joining fights and ping your team back. Just tell them, let me farm.
Okay.
And if they fight without you, then so be it. You're useless anyway. Just get your items first. What else? I guess these games were not particularly good at looking for camps because you were playing Jhin, and then the other game was Kai'Sa, but it was over like at 15 minutes. So there was that. Yeah. So I guess like the main takeaways: wars, wave management, and power spikes.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
All right. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. Like I would love to know if this was helpful for you to get ranks.
Yeah,
So if you can hit me up in some time.
I think it will be really helpful. There's a lot of things I didn't know before, so that's really good. Thank you.
All right. Then have a nice day, Crocodile.
Yeah, you too.
See ya. See ya.